Hello, everybody. All right. What we are here to talk about today is marketing and branding for online coaches. And if you've consumed any of my free content, you might have heard me talk about a little friend slash avatar that I like to refer to as Insta Susie. Okay. So Insta Susie is like 19 and posts a lot of selfies, and she's got like 3 million followers, and she's I'm using air quotes, fitness influencer. And every time Insta Susie squats, her knees collapse. And every time she does a push up, it's like halfway down and her elbows are all out to the sides. And you just see Insta Susie and you get so mad because there's another fitness influencer on Instagram who's totally unqualified as a trainer, but Insta Susie is working out in Dubai one week and Thailand the next, and she's killing it in business, right? Has anyone ever had that experience before? It is incredibly frustrating. It still frustrates me, even though I'm not technically in the quote unquote fitness industry anymore because I'm doing business coaching, but it's super frustrating, right? And I know for a fact that a lot of my following health and fitness coaches have been sharing, especially over the last couple of years, more and more frequently with me, their frustration over watching people in our industry with no expertise, no technical proficiency, and no real credentials become majorly successful. Right? Insta Susie, again, nothing wrong with being young and 19 and doing what you do, but when there's very clear lack of expertise from our perspective as expert coaches, seeing threads with thousands of comments of their followers singing their praises is super frustrating. Seeing her on her exotic vacations with her wildly successful business when he or she can't even properly demonstrate a squat or a push-up, right? It's like super, super frustrating. I know that. And I know in my audience, I have a ton of highly qualified coaches. I have people who have been doing what they do for literally decades. I have people with tons and tons of certifications. And I also have newer coaches in my audience as well. But when it comes to the Insta Susies of the world and the coaches who get frustrated by them and who maybe are struggling to make money in their business, the truth is that these fitness or health or life coach or whatever you're kind of looking at and getting frustrated by, these influencers tend to be better at you or us at two things. Okay, they're better at us or you that in two ways, right? They've got these skills that maybe we don't have. Number one is their branding, and number two is their marketing. All right. So let's demystify branding and marketing for you guys. So these can feel like when you're just really passionate about what you do with your clients and how you help them. Like I used to be super passionate about kettlebell coaching, right? These ideas of branding and messaging, especially for more newbies or even just people who haven't gone very far into learning these things, they can be really, really frustrating, right? You might be looking at Insta Susie and thinking that you can't even wrap your head around how she's grown to where, she is. And you have been maybe years or decades in the industry and you're super frustrated. So here are some things that you really need to consider so that you can have more success in your business and hopefully be a little less frustrated by Insta Susie. Okay. So I define branding as your ability to build a relationship and to create trust with an audience of people that you have never met before. And you do this really by taking control of how your market is going to perceive you, relate to you, and understand what you're all about. And branding has two sides of the same coin, right? So there's the branding side, which is about creating market perception. It's about helping people understand who you are, what you do, what problem you solve, why you're different, why you have the solution that they're looking for, what you stand for, what you stand against, being polarizing, drawing those lines in the sand. Your branding is really about creating an impact and pulling your soulmate clients toward you while repelling the people who you just aren't for. Okay. The other side of that branding coin, and you're doing a lot of your brand building with this side, is your messaging side of things, right? So your messaging is all of your communication. It's everything that you're saying, whether it's in your social media content or it's stuff you might be sending an email list, or you're meeting someone at a business networking event. It is literally all of your communication. And that communication needs to do a few things. It needs to build you up as the expert. It needs to make you the trusted friend. And it also needs to help your soulmate clients understand that you get them, you hear them, you see them, and that you have the solution for them. And part of what's going to occur in your messaging and your branding is your positioning, right? So positioning to me is really about, again, showing why you are the expert, why you're the authority, why you're the obvious choice for your soulmate client. And a huge part of that is differentiation. I talk a lot about this, especially in my free Facebook group, around differentiation. So you need to get really clear and for yourself, and then state it in your content all the time, why you are different from all of the competition, why your soulmate clients should choose you over every other possibility and option out there. And so differentiation is not one of those things that you can overlook and just hope for the best. Okay. So you've got to get really clear about that. And the truth is that brand building is more important than it's ever be like, it's just more important than it's ever been, because not only are there more and more people moving into the coaching industry literally every single day, but the audience of our prospective clients doesn't necessarily know how to discern real expertise from someone who has the most followers, right? So Insta Susie with 3 million followers and can't do a push-up and has no certifications versus maybe you who has 8 years of experience and tons of qualifications. People don't know the difference, right? And you're going to show them the difference with your messaging, your branding, and your positioning. And really, truly, when it comes to these frustrations that we have in standing out in the market space, it is your responsibility to build a strong brand through the content that you produce, through hyper dialed in messaging, from being able to clearly differentiate yourself. Okay. So those are just some notes on branding. It's all about relationships, trust, market perception. Now, the other thing I said that Insta Susie might be a little better at is her marketing. Okay. And so I define marketing as any activity that you might do to create new clients or grow your business. Any activity. Okay. It could be social media posting. It could be email marketing. It could be public speaking. It could be creating business partnerships. And when it comes to marketing, those little tactical pieces, they're just really kind of part of the puzzle. So for marketing to actually work and to produce consistent results in your business, you need a few things. You need a comprehensive and complete strategy. A strategy is a game plan. So like when my clients work with me, they know over time, as we're building out all of the components of their strategy, they know exactly what they need to do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly in order to build and grow their business. So they're not confused about what action is required to produce the result. The second thing, we already talked about this, and your messaging is actually part of your marketing strategy, okay? It filters in there, especially when it comes to your social content and your email content. So we've got to have that messaging that's perfectly crafted to attract your soulmate clients. You need to make sure that you have really compelling and aligned offers that solve the problems of your soulmate client in a way that no one else is offering a solution. You also need to understand how to pitch and position and sell your offers. So many coaches don't have any idea how to move someone from just simply being interested in working with you into a sales conversation, and then from the sales conversation into becoming a paying client. It's really important that you're clear on that process. And you also need to create clear and appropriate calls to action. So understanding where does a call to action fit into my content? Where does a call to action fit into my webinar? Where does a call to action fit into my email strategy? How do I move people efficiently and effectively into the next step down the pipeline of becoming a paying client? And the last thing when it comes to marketing, of this kind of like little list of things that you need, is you need a deep understanding of the lead to new prospect, new client process, right? We've talked a lot about this before, but attract, nurture, convert. That is the client acquisition process. It is 3 steps. It is always 3 steps, and you can't skip any of the steps because you have to attract people. They have to know you exist, right? And they have to kind of know you and start to like you. You have to nurture people, and that is the most important thing in the world that we're living in right now. You have to take care of people. You have to be consistent. You've got to show up for people so that they ultimately trust that when they are ready to take action, that you are the person they're going to choose to help them facilitate the life-changing result they desire. And then that third step, convert. You've got to have a lot of different opportunities for people to convert from working with you. Posting social media content alone is not enough. Having a website is not enough. Ads, not going to cut it, right? So there needs to really be a multi-layered approach to this attract, nurture, and convert cycle so that you have consistent conversions coming in, right? And all of that's kind of the tip of the iceberg. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Nicole, stop. I just want to coach my clients. I don't want to brand myself and I don't want to market my business. And you just want to like throw an adult temper tantrum. I get it because I was definitely there back when I had my boot camp. But my friends, I'm sorry to say that you're going to lose to the competition who put their top effort into learning these things. Your number one job as a coach is to actually have 2 number one jobs. One, to get your clients amazing results. And number 2, to become excellent at sales and marketing so that you have clients to get results for. Okay. And so in fact, I would say sales and marketing is your number one job. That is your number one place to focus your expertise. Because if you're not good at sales and marketing, you're not even going to have clients to get results for, right? And this is the state of the coaching business. It's been this way for a long time. It's not going to change. And if anything, branding and marketing skills are only going to become exponentially more critical over the next couple of years as more and more people consistently move into the space. And if you've been in the fitness industry or the health coaching industry or the life coaching industry for a long time, I know this can be hard to accept. Or if you're new, it can feel super overwhelming to have to take on another entirely new skill set. You're like, I just got certified. I just figured out how to coach people. Now you want me to learn marketing and sales and branding and how to build a business? What? But the good news is that there are solutions out there, you guys. There absolutely are. This is what I do with my clients in my coaching program every single day. So I have a new client. She's brand new to coaching, was a teacher, left teaching, I believe, in January. She's made $25,000 in her online business in her first 9 weeks, which is insane, right? And it's just going to keep getting better. I also have a client who found me on this podcast, which I think is so cool, in Australia, Andrea, who has made $25,000 in her first 5 weeks. And she'd been seeing clients in person and she's moving. And now she's going to be able to take her online business with her. And she's going to be able to make so much more money even doing that, right? Like, so we've got a career transition, we've got transitioning online. And I share this stuff so that you know that it's possible that people at every stage of their business from startup to experience can do this, and that it doesn't need to take forever, right? I said Rebecca made 25,000 in her first 9 weeks. Andrea made 25,000 in her first 5 weeks. And whatever your goal is, even if it's 5,000, right? That doesn't need to feel like a huge mountain to climb. I promise you guys. And so if you're listening to this and you were like nodding your head and you're like, I can't stand Insta Susie, don't take it personally, right? She's not there to upset you. She's just really good at marketing and branding. So it's time for you to step up in that arena as well. And because of that, I would love for you to come join me in my free Facebook group where I'm constantly in there starting conversations, answering questions, talking strategy, action, mindset for success. I'm in my group every single week, delivering tons of coaching, tons of value, and I would love for you to come. So if you go to Facebook, it is Authentic Conversion, Organic Six-Figure Fitness Business. That's how you can find me. Come join me. Come join my community of incredible coaches all over the world who are looking to not only make incredible money, but have insane impact in the world. It would be such an honor and a pleasure for you to join me, and I will see you in the next episode.